What if your entire life, the people you know, the job you have, the place you live, was shaped not by big, deliberate choices, but by something as small as a glance, a sneeze, or a missed green light? Imagine this. You're running late to work. You miss the elevator by 2 seconds. That delay causes you to bump into someone in the stairwell. Years later, you're married to them. It's a cute story, a meet cute, but dig deeper and ask yourself, what really shaped your life in that moment? Was it fate or a fluke? This isn't just a thought experiment. In his eye-opening book, Fluke, Chance, Chaos, and Why Everything We Do Matters, political scientist Brian Klaas reveals how our lives, our decisions, outcomes, and very identities are shaped not by logic or effort alone, but by randomness. And once you see it, you can't unseen it. Introduction. Fluke is not a book about giving up control. It's a book about gaining clarity. Klaas dismantles the myth that success, failure, love, or power can be traced solely to personal merit or smart choices. Instead, he shows that randomness, those unpredictable, often invisible forces, plays a massive role in every outcome we experience. His argument isn't just philosophical. It's grounded in science, history, politics, economics, and everyday life. And it's designed to make you question how you got where you are and how you can better live with and within uncertainty. Let's explore the 10 core insights from this mind-expanding book. 1. Life isn't a straight line. It's a wild web. We're taught to think of life as linear. Work hard, get a good job, succeed, be happy. But Klaas argues that this model doesn't reflect reality. Life is chaotic, branching, unpredictable, like a pinball machine. You're bouncing from one unpredictable moment to the next, and tiny deviations early on can send you on completely different life paths. He cites chaos theory, specifically the butterfly effect. A butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could theoretically set off a tornado in Texas. Likewise, a missed phone call, a delayed train, or a spilled coffee can alter your life's course forever. The Steve Jobs example is powerful. He dropped out of college, wandered into a calligraphy class, and years later, used that knowledge to design the Mac's revolutionary typography. That random class wasn't in any grand plan. It was a fluke. But it shaped the digital world we live in today. 2. Randomness isn't rare, it's the rule. We want to believe outcomes are based on hard work or intelligence. But Klaas says randomness is everywhere, and it often has more influence than we'd like to admit. 2 people apply for a job. Both are equally qualified. One is chosen because they remind the manager of a cousin. The other? Forgotten. Over time, these tiny flukes set up. One person's career soars, the other plateaus. Not because of talent, but because of chance. Klaas references real-world studies. Olympic medalists born in certain months, CEOs who got early advantages, students who randomly got better teachers. These flukes shape life trajectories. Randomness isn't rare. It's the background noise of everything. 3. The illusion of control. We like to feel in control. It comforts us. But Klaas argues that most of what we perceive as control is actually a narrative we build after the fact. We succeed and assume it was because of our plan. We fail and blame bad luck or someone else. In reality, we control far less than we think. He shares an example from aviation. Passengers feel safer when pilots are in the cockpit, even if autopilot does most of the work. The illusion of control calms us. The same applies to politics, economics, parenting, even love. We overestimate our agency and underestimate the randomness baked into the system. 4. History hinges on flukes. Was the rise of Hitler inevitable? What if JFK hadn't been assassinated? What if COVID-19 had emerged a few months earlier or later? Klaas explores how history is shaped by freak events, chance meetings, lucky escapes, biological accidents. Empires fall because of weather. Civilizations rise because of rivers. Leaders emerge from wars they were never supposed to win. There's no grand plan, just billions of variables colliding in ways no one can predict. Understanding history this way helps us let go of fatalism and embrace contingency. It also forces humility. No one knows the future because the future isn't fixed. 5. The myth of meritocracy. Work hard and you'll succeed. It's a nice story, but Klaas shows it's just that, a story. Studies show your zip code is a better predictor of life outcomes than your intelligence or ambition. Wealth, family, timing, these factors matter more than we admit. Klaas explores this in depth, from how students are tracked into success or failure by early test scores, to how venture capitalists invest in people who already look like previous winners. He's not saying hard work doesn't matter, but we need to stop pretending the playing field is level. By recognizing the role of luck, we can build fairer systems that reduce the outsized impact of random advantages. 6. Randomness in relationships. Ever thought about how you met your closest friend or your partner? Klaas examines how love, friendship, and loyalty are often the result of proximity and chance, not compatibility. In one experiment, people assigned seats near each other in a classroom ended up becoming close friends. Not because they were meant to be, but because they were nearby. Proximity breeds familiarity, which breeds connection. It's a fluke, but we wrap it in romance. This doesn't make love any less real, but it reminds us the things we treasure most may begin in randomness. 7. Systems over stories. We love stories. We tell them to explain everything, from our careers to our heartbreaks. But Klaas warns that stories simplify what systems complicate. He argues for systems thinking. Don't ask why one person succeeded. Ask why so few others did. Don't celebrate one person's escape from poverty. Examine the system that traps millions more. By thinking in systems, we become better leaders, voters, parents, and citizens. Stories can inspire, but systems explain. 8. Predictability is an illusion. We believe we can predict outcomes, who will win an election, which startup will succeed, what the markets will do. But most predictions are wrong. Why? Because flukes break models. A single unexpected variable, a war, a tweet, a virus, can undo years of forecasting. Klaas highlights the failures of prediction in everything from weather to geopolitics. Rather than clinging to certainty, he encourages probabilistic thinking. Plan for a range of outcomes. Expect surprise. Build flexibility into your life and work. 9. Embrace chaos. Build resilience. Chaos isn't something to fear, it's something to prepare for. Klaas introduces the idea of anti-fragility. Systems, people, and businesses that don't just survive uncertainty. They grow stronger because of it. You can't plan for every fluke, but you can design a life that absorbs shocks, diversify your income, build emotional resilience. Stay curious. Don't over-optimize. Leave room for randomness. Resilient people don't try to avoid failure. They expect it, learn from it, and adapt. 10. Everything matters more than you think. When randomness shapes life, you start to see how every small moment matters. That email you almost didn't send. That stranger you nearly ignored. That last-minute decision that seemed trivial. Klaas invites us to live with mindful awareness. Not in a paranoid way, but in an intentional one. Every moment contains possibility. Every action creates a ripple. This can feel overwhelming, but it's also empowering. Because if flukes matter, then your choices, Even the small ones matter too. Conclusion. Fluke isn't a book about randomness. It's a book about meaning. By recognizing the chaos that shapes our lives, we don't become helpless, we become wiser, more empathetic, more adaptable. You stop over-crediting yourself for success and over-blaming yourself for failure. You stop judging others by outcomes you now understand they never fully controlled. You live with humility, grace, and presence. Klaas's message is clear. Life is unpredictable. Luck plays a bigger role than you think. But how you respond to randomness, that's where your power lies. If this summary opened your eyes to the power of chance, imagine what the full book can do. Brian Klaas's Fluke is a must-read for anyone who wants to understand the true forces shaping our lives. Grab a copy of Fluke and dive deeper into its compelling stories and insights. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe to AudioBookCAPS, hit the bell so you never miss a mind-expanding summary. Let randomness work in your favor by choosing to listen, learn, and level up.